time to get real. It's Realtv. As the latest quake hits, we look back when Mexico City was reduced to rubble. Horrifying images caught on tape. The store clerk is fired on, point blank. In need of a hero way up high. One woman's carny ride turns life or death, and her rescuer risks it all. Plus, this lady does what the cops can't, catch an arsonist. And the boat caught in the drowning machine. This is Realtv for Friday, October 1st, 1999. In today's top story, the latest on yesterday's 7.4 earthquake that jolted Mexico City. Several are reported dead and scores injured as stone and glass rain into the streets. Luckily, the epicenter of the quake was hundreds of miles away in the Pacific Ocean. But it all brings back the horrific memories of a much worse disaster. September 1985. An 8.1 quake devastates Mexico City. This time, nearly 10,000 people lose their lives. Searchers comb the rubble for survivors. One team uses this state-of-the-art camera, a lens at the end of a tube, searching for signs of life.
Back up.
And incredibly, that's exactly what they find. Look closely on the right side of the screen in what looks like mere debris. The blinking eye of a woman, buried alive in her collapsed apartment for 4 long days.
I've seen a woman, and I saw a man laying on his back.
And a few feet away, her husband, also alive and trapped under tons of rubble.
Yes, there's moving, look at the face and everything.
Without this unique camera, they never would have survived. Now they are free from certain death. And if needed, the same technology is ready to save lives again in Mexico City today.
Hi, I'm John Daly in the Realtv newsroom. We continue with one of the closest calls ever caught on tape, and certainly one of the most frightening I've ever seen. Watch as a woman feels the heat from a robber's gunfire.
It's a slow day at this convenience store in Brunswick, Georgia. But for cashier Tina Porter, it'll be a day she'll never forget. All of it captured on store security cameras. Tina gladly loans the man a phone. It all seems very legitimate.
264-6709.
The man makes quite a show of talking on the phone, and to his friend, who is mostly hidden from a second camera at the top of the split screen. It seems they don't have enough money for a tow truck. So now they're going to get it any way they can. And in the blink of an eye, this kind-hearted cashier will come face to face with a nightmare. It's a horrifying moment. A gun aimed point blank at her head as the man pulls the trigger. But look closer at the tape, and you'll see why this terrifying encounter is also the luckiest day of Tina's life. Watch the right side of her forehead closely. The bullet actually passes through her hair, missing her head by less than an inch, but leaving her in mortal fear of her life. But now the two men are focused only on getting into the safe.
I can't open it. I can't open it. I'll call somebody who can.
As Tina somehow regains her senses.
I'll give you what I got in here. What's in this one?
In the end, the men get away with a little over $400. Tina gets away with her life. And incredibly, she even has the presence of mind to thank them for it.
Thank y'all for not killing me. I got 2 babies.
Weeks later, the law catches up with the two men. It turns out the shooter is a convicted felon on probation. This tape helps to seal his fate. Life imprisonment for attempted murder.
Realtv travels to Brazil and catches extreme terror at 50 feet above an amusement park. A woman climbing into a Ferris wheel car is caught by surprise when the ride suddenly starts. Now, Maria de Fatima dangles upside down, holding on for dear life. A tourist with a home video camera catches the amazing drama on tape. Her 2 young children are inside the basket, desperately clinging to Maria's arms, praying that their tiny hands can hold on until help arrives. It does. Brave park employee Jose Carlos puts his own life on the line and scales the steel structure. Jose reaches Maria in time, but she's a big woman and too heavy to handle alone. More help is on the way. Jose is struggling to keep his balance. Hard stop as suddenly Jose slips, but miraculously, his legs lock around the frame of the giant wheel. Jose pulls himself upright, and the rescue becomes a team effort. Maria is slowly and carefully lifted back into the ride's basket until she's finally safe in the arms of her children. Luckily, Maria isn't hurt in the accident, thanks to the quick actions of Jose Carlos, a man she'd never met, and now a man she'll never forget.
Thank God nothing happened. We do everything we can. It is just part of our job.
And in Managua, Nicaragua, a weekly council meeting is reaching fever pitch. Tempers flare when the Sandinista party claims they're being ignored by the liberal council members. In just a few minutes, the arguing erupts into an all-out brawl. When fists aren't enough, folding chairs are used as dangerous weapons. Although this guy's bloody, he's lucky his injuries aren't a lot worse. When we look at the tape again, we can see he takes a brutal blow to the head from a metal chair leg.
It is one of the most terrifying images imaginable. Someone lurking outside your apartment. Someone who shouldn't be there. Someone who wants to hurt you. He sets fire to your front door and torches your home. It happened to Jill Nielsen, not once, but 3 times.
During the first and second fires, I had no clue. I was scared and a bit paranoid, but I didn't know who it was.
But thanks to a hidden camera, Jill will find out it's someone she does know. Someone who used to be very close to her.
I was stressed because of the 2 fires. It was personal towards me. My mom had thought of the idea of installing a hidden camera.
Jill pays to have a surveillance camera positioned outside her San Lorenzo, California apartment.
I made sure when they were installing it, they'd get the whole body and the face, if they could, of who was doing this.
The camera starts rolling, and it doesn't take long before it captures these chilling scenes.
I ran to the door. Some flames shot from underneath the door. So when I saw the flames, I just started yelling fire to my fiance to get up. I just kept yelling fire, but then I started thinking, well, whoever it is, we have him on tape.
Jill's fiance puts out the fire. Jill heads for the camera.
I ran to my closet and I played back the video to see who it was. I saw the back of who appeared to be my ex.
That's right. The guy setting the fires is Jill's ex-boyfriend, Gary Calvin, caught in the act and caught on tape.
I dated Gary off and on for about 1 year. During the whole year, he was practically harmless. He said when I left him, it felt as if his mother died, and his mother happened to die in a fire, which was ironic, but I still never thought he was capable of doing anything that he did.
But the tape doesn't lie. And Jill says her hidden camera video sent the ex-boyfriend to prison. rather than giving him a chance to try again.
The detective had told my ex that he had a video and he didn't believe it, so he showed him a freeze frame near my door. When he saw that, he did confess that he did all those 3 fires by himself.
The pontoon boat tips over, and everyone's in the water. Coming up, the story of the Realtv hero who springs into action.
And I said, Sarah, oh my God, we're gonna die. We're really gonna die.
Later, his new truck keeps getting scratched, so he sets up a camera to find out who done it. And ancient tribal justice caught on tape. Find out how they'll determine whether she lives or dies. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Realtv.
Welcome back. Imagine being caught in a giant washing machine with swirling currents coming from all directions. It's a nightmare, but it happened to a group of people on a boat in a river. This is their story and the story of a Realtv hero.
A peaceful Sunday morning boat ride quickly turns to tragedy. 4 people on a pontoon boat without life jackets are caught in the mouth of a virtual drowning machine. A home video camera catches the drama from the banks of Iowa's Wapsipinicon River. The pontoon got too close to the dam and slipped over the edge. Ken Doty, Joanna Miller, and 2 sisters, Tina and Sarah Chesmore, are fighting for their lives, clinging to a battered boat that could capsize at any second. On his way home from work, bricklayer Jeff Kress spots the commotion.
Just got into town and happened to see all the excitement. So we pulled down and seen what the problem was, and there was no boat. Closest boat was around 10 miles away for the fire department.
With no time to lose, Jeff races home and gets his own boat. He's going to try to drag the pontoon to shore.
The plan was we was gonna, once we got the boat into the water, is have a guy up on the front and throwing a rope to the pontoon, tying off to it, and then pulling it away from the dam and then hurrying up and pulling it back to shore. I just about had him out of there, and then the rope snapped.
Suddenly, the pontoon rolls over and dumps everyone into the raging river. Jeff's crew springs into action. One of his friends jumps from the boat into the raging river and rescues Ken and Sarah. With 2 people safe, the rescue effort turns back to the pontoon. Tina manages to grab a rope, but Joanna is still pinned under the huge pontoon.
Everybody on the bank was yelling and screaming at her, too, to tell her what to do, and she was kind of confused and scared to let go of the pontoon and push away and swim towards the boat.
Against all odds, Joanna is somehow able to swim out of the undertow of the drowning machine, and Jeff throws her a safety line.
I was pretty scared, and I said, Sarah, oh my God, we're gonna die. We're really gonna die. And she, grabbed me and she said, no, it's gonna be okay.
Joanna Miller is smiling now, but if it weren't for the quick actions of Jeff Kress, she and 3 others would have been swallowed up by the raging waters of the Wapsipinicon.
There's a lot of people just standing around not knowing what to do. And so Jeff went and got his boat, and he's the one that saved us. And Jeff, to me, he's a hero.
I still don't consider myself a hero. It's when you see people in danger like that, and especially when you know the people, everybody sticks together.
Now, despite the terrible ordeal you just saw, boats are still free to sail on that part of the river.
The camera catches the bad guy. Coming up, the mystery of the keyed truck is solved. And her life hangs in the balance. The gods will determine her fate. Stick around. It's like nails on a chalkboard. You're not imagining things. That guy just keyed that truck. It's vandalism caught on video in San Diego, California. Meet the truck's owner, Chuck Powers. You don't want to mess with Chuck. He has a camera and knows how to use it. For weeks, Chuck kept finding his brand new truck covered with scratches.
I didn't know if somebody was either stalking me or, just wanted to do harm to my truck.
Chuck wanted answers, so with a camera and a wireless mic, he rolled tape on his truck as it sat parked outside his office.
It took me about 2.5 weeks of taping in order to catch him, but it was worth it.
Finally, Chuck knew who was messing with his baby.
I was speechless the first time I seen it.
Chuck says he was in shock. The culprit is a well-known courier who visits his building on a regular basis.
He said that he keyed my vehicle because it was in the yellow zone, and he felt he had more of a right to park there than I did.
But there's no excuse. Chuck has commercial plates that allow him to park in the zone. Chuck is suing for damages, but he's also got some free advice for future vandals.
Get some help, because next time you might not just wind up on video, you might wind up in the hospital instead.
Monday on Realtv, he sticks his head where it doesn't belong, and the gator takes a bite. And the fireball that shocked us all. And still ahead today, they eat with the fishes, and they say it makes them feel better.
It's tribal law in our next story. A criminal justice system unlike anything you've ever seen before, where the gods and a sizzling pan decide your fate.
If this woman's tongue burns when she licks this red-hot pan, she will be executed. What you're watching is a centuries-old tradition documented on video. In Fanara, Egypt, the remote villages of the Arabic desert, there are no police or courts. Instead, they rely on an ancient tradition to determine the guilt or innocence of a suspected criminal. This woman's husband has accused her of adultery. If she's found guilty, the woman's head will be cut off for shaming her family. The woman claims she's innocent and is willing to lick the blistering metal to prove it. She and her family gather for the ceremony. The case is documented, and the woman signs in with her thumbprint. The fire is prepared and then lit as the woman contemplates her fate. This man is the ceremony leader. He will serve as judge and jury. The woman's life is in his hands. Before she licks it, the woman must show her tongue to the other men in the room. The pan is buried into the white-hot coals of the fire. When the metal reaches 900 degrees Celsius, the woman will attempt to save her life by licking the pan 3 times. If her tongue blisters, she dies. Everyone waits in silence, wondering what verdict the woman's tongue will bear. The master grants her innocence. The woman keeps her life. She and her family erupt in celebration. To outsiders, this ancient justice system seems barbaric. But for those who live here, the fire test is the only way to keep peace in the desert.
Enter our Realtv home video contest. Win $10,000 for first place, or $1,000 as one of our runners-up. For complete rules, give us a call or go to our website.
And finally, the ultimate spa treatment. Twice a day, 3 days a week, men and women go to get eaten by fish. And we're not joking. No one knows exactly how they do it, and you might not believe it, but some say these fish are performing medical miracles. These men at a sanitarium in eastern Turkey are suffering from skin diseases and open wounds that won't heal. The doctors say some of them were incurable. That is, until they came here for an appointment with the fish. You won't know it by looking at them, but the small carp in this pool are supposed to be specialists. Some of them clean the skin, others eat dead flesh. The rest are skilled in closing up wounds. Patients get treatments twice a day for about 3 weeks.
This man says a skin disease left his body covered with red spots. No one could help him until he swam with the fishes. Today, he's spotless. It's something that doctors never learned in medical school. But they say that won't stop them from referring patients to the fish.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time when once again we get real right here on Real TV.